Welcome back, Heartland family. I'm Asim, and you're watching Pulse Your Sanctuary for all things Heartland, where every moment, every tear, and every triumph of the Fleming Borden legacy is celebrated with heart and soul. Whether you've been with us since the very first ride in season one or just stumbled upon the magic of Heartland's wide-open landscapes and deeper-than-roots storytelling, you found your way home, and I'm so glad you're here. Here, we don't just recap episodes, we relive them. We dig into the scenes that made us cry, the quotes that stayed with us, and the silent looks that said more than words ever could. We dive into theories that spark our imagination, explore character arcs that inspire us, and revisit the moments that remind us why Heartland is more than just a show. It's a feeling, a memory, a part of who we are. If Heartland runs in your veins the way it does in mine, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to tap that notification bell so you never miss a single heartbeat from the ranch. This community is growing every day, and it wouldn't be the same without you. Now take a deep breath because today's episode, it's not just a story, it's a turning point, a moment we thought we'd never witness. After seasons of grief, reflection, and learning to carry on, Ty Borden returns in Season 19, Episode 1, and his presence sends a shockwave of emotion through every corner of Heartland. But this isn't just about surprise, it's about reconnection, redemption, and the raw, unfiltered beauty of unfinished love. We're about to unpack it all. Amy's stunned heart, Lindy's innocent recognition, Jack's timeless wisdom, Lou's emotional crossroads, George's rising strength, Tim's battle between pride and pain, and that quiet, soul-stirring reunion between Amy and Ty that will echo in our hearts for a long, long time. So go ahead, grab a cozy blanket, pour something warm, and settle in. Because today, we're not just watching an episode, we're returning to a love story that never truly ended. Let's begin this unforgettable journey together. Before we explore Ty's return, we have to go back to the very moment he left us. Ty Borden wasn't just a central character, he was the emotional heartbeat of Heartland. From a troubled teen placed on the ranch as part of his probation to becoming a devoted partner to Amy, a father to Lindy, and a compassionate healer of animals, Ty's arc was a journey of growth, love, and redemption. His sudden death in Season 14 came as a shock. After being shot while protecting Amy and later dying from a blood clot, the world of Heartland, both on-screen and off, was shaken to its core. Amy's devastation was shared by every fan. The barn felt emptier, the air was quieter, even the horses seemed more solemn. Amy struggled, but she didn't give up. She found strength in Lindy, leaned on Jack's wisdom, and rebuilt her identity piece by piece. But even as she moved forward, the loss of Ty cast a shadow on everything. His memory was in every fence post, every trail ride, every whisper of the wind across the fields. And yet, fans never stopped hoping. Could there still be a miracle? Could Ty ever come back? Ty Borden's return in Heartland Season 19 wasn't some random twist pulled from thin air. It was a story arc years in the making. The writers didn't just bring him back, they led us to him. Season 18 was laced with subtle signs, soft breadcrumbs dropped like whispers from the past. Moments so quiet you could almost miss them, but if you looked closely, they told a different story. Amy, waking from restless dreams, murmuring Ty's name as tears slid silently down her cheeks. Lindy, speaking with the innocent clarity only children possess, "I saw Daddy in the clouds," or "I heard him in the barn last night." Jack, ever the quiet observer, would trail off mid-sentence when talking about Ty, his eyes drifting to the horizon as if feeling a presence he couldn't explain. These weren't just memories, they were echoes, hints, emotional brushstrokes painting a picture the heart could see even if the mind couldn't. And then Season 19 opens not with drama, but with stillness. A blue prairie sky stretches above, the air unusually still, as if the land itself is holding its breath. Amy is brushing Spartan in the barn, her motions slow, heavy with memory. Lindy plays in the field, chasing butterflies, her laughter mingling with the wind. Then, the camera shifts soft, slow, intentional. From the corner of the screen, a figure emerges. At first, just a silhouette between the trees. But as he steps into the light, there's no mistaking him. Older, weathered, walking like a man who's traveled far and carried much, but it's him. Ty Borden. In that instant, everything changes. The breeze stirs. The light shifts. Amy's brush slips from her hand. Her breath catches. Her heart knows before her eyes can believe. She stumbles back, whispering, "No, it can't be." And then one word. Soft, reverent Amy. His voice, cracked with time yet achingly familiar, cuts through her doubt like morning sun through fog. She approaches slowly, trembling. Her mind spins, her heart pounds. "Ty, are you real?" she whispers. His hand brushes her cheek. He nods. And in that touch, years of pain unravel. The ache of lonely nights, the weight of unfinished grief, all of it crashes over her. She collapses into his arms, sobbing not just from sadness, but from relief. He holds her with the desperation of a man who's dreamed of this moment 1,000 times and feared it would never come. And for the first time in years, Amy truly lets herself feel again. Later, they sit on the porch, hearts raw and words hesitant. Ty shares the impossible truth: he survived. Barely, but he survived. Injured, with no memory of who he was taken in by a kind stranger in a remote village. Years passed. His memories were like shattered glass, just pieces. Until recently, when visions of a horse, a ranch, a woman with golden hair and kind eyes began to resurface. "I didn't remember everything," he tells Amy, "but I remembered enough to know I had to come home." The most heart-shattering moment, Lindy entering the barn. Her soft footsteps echo. She sees the man beside Spartan, curiosity lighting her face. "Mommy, who's that?" Amy's voice trembles. She kneels beside her daughter and gently says, "That's your daddy." Lindy blinks slowly, hugging her little stuffed horse, the one she always said reminded her of someone. She approaches cautiously, her eyes scanning him with innocent wonder. Ty lowers himself, kneeling. "Hi, Lindy, I'm your dad." For a beat, she studies him. Then she steps forward, placing her tiny hand in his. "You look like the man in the picture next to my bed. I dream about you." Ty crumbles. Tears spill down his cheeks as he gathers her into his arms, overcome. She hugs him tightly, like she's known him her whole life. "You smell like horses," she says with a giggle, and suddenly there's laughter. Real, warm, alive. In that moment, the broken pieces of this family begin to fit together again. Jack stands in the doorway, his eyes glistening. The man who's seen everything: death, love, miracles, just watches. When he finally steps forward, he doesn't say much. Just sits beside Ty, the silence sacred. Then, with a gravel-lined voice, he says, "Life doesn't give you many second chances, son. But when it does, you grab them with both hands." It's Jack's way of saying, "Welcome home." Georgie watches from a distance, stunned. The man who helped her find herself back from the dead. She runs to him, throwing her arms around his neck in a silent storm of tears and laughter. Her healing begins not with words, but with presence. Lou is shaken. Her logical mind races to explain the impossible. But her heart softens as she sees Amy's joy. "We thought we lost you forever," she whispers. In a moment of vulnerability, she tells Peter, "I'm scared to believe, but I want to." Tim, fierce and fiery, reacts with anger. "Do you know what you did to this family?" he yells. But behind the rage is grief. Guilt. A father who lost his son. That night, under the stars, Tim breaks down. Ty places a hand on his shoulder. You didn't fail, Tim. You kept them going. The two men sit in silence, broken, healing, reconnected. Ty Borden didn't just return. He resurrected hope. His homecoming wasn't just about romance. It was about forgiveness, about facing the past, embracing the pain, and choosing love anyway. And this, my friends, is only the beginning. And through it all, Heartland itself feels changed, more whole, more alive. Ty's return isn't just a plot twist. It's a reckoning, a resurrection, a moment where grief, love, and healing collide in the most powerful way. This episode reminds us why we keep coming back to Heartland, because it shows us that even the deepest wounds can mend, and that family, no matter how broken, can always find its way home. The most emotional moment of all unfolds when Ty and Amy finally sit down together, just the two of them. Away from the noise, the questions, the tears. They walk into the old cabin by the lake, the same place they once shared hopes for the future. The silence is thick with everything left unsaid. Amy stares at Ty, her heart aching with 1,000 feelings. I thought I'd never see you again, she says, her voice breaking. Ty reaches for her hand, and for a long moment they just sit in silence, tears streaming freely. Then Ty begins to explain his disappearance, the danger he was in, the choice he made to stay away for their safety. Amy listens, torn between anger and love, disbelief and longing. You should have trusted me, she says, her voice trembling. We were a team. Ty nods, shame in his eyes. I know, and I never stopped loving you. Not for 1 second. I thought I was doing the right thing. There's pain in his voice, but also deep love. As the conversation unfolds, they begin to open their hearts again. Slowly, carefully, like two people learning how to breathe again. Amy tells him about Lindy's first words, her milestones, her fears. Ty listens, aching for lost time. But then Amy softly says she deserves to know you. We both do. And Ty, eyes full of tears, promises, I'll spend the rest of my life making it right if you'll let me. It's a moment of raw vulnerability, one filled with hurt, but also with the undeniable spark of love that still binds them. A possible future glimmers on the horizon, not perfect, but real and deeply human. And there you have it, Heartland fans. Ty Bordon's return in Heartland Season 19, Episode 1 wasn't just shocking, it was soul-stirring. It wasn't about sensationalism or drama for drama's sake. It was about something much deeper. It was about the ache of loss, the courage it takes to heal, the grace of forgiveness, and the kind of love that time, distance, or even death can't erase. Amy's tears weren't just tears, they were years of silence breaking open. Lindy's smile wasn't just sweet, it was a bridge between past and future. Jack's quiet wisdom spoke volumes without saying much at all. Lou's guarded heart cracked open. Georgie stood strong, like the woman Ty helped her become. And Tim, beneath all that anger, we saw the man who never stopped hurting, never stopped loving. Every second of that episode was a masterclass in emotional storytelling. It brought us back to what Heartland has always been about: family, resilience, and the belief that even in the darkest winters, spring will come again. But now, I want to hear from you. Were you as moved as I was? Did Ty's return make you cry, smile, or maybe both at once? Do you think he and Amy can truly find their way back, not just to each other, but to the life they once dreamed of? Or is this the beginning of something entirely new? Drop your thoughts, theories, and emotions in the comments. I read every single one, and I treasure the way this community opens up and shares. Your voice is part of this journey, and your presence means more than you know. If this episode touched your heart, if this story reminded you of why you fell in love with Heartland in the first place, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It helps more than you realize, and it keeps our little Heartland family growing, one heartfelt story at a time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for feeling with me, for believing with me, for making this channel a place where stories are not just watched, but truly felt. Until next time, stay kind, stay brave, and never stop believing in second chances in family and in the quiet, powerful magic of Heartland.